So the number one e-bike on this list, and the e-bike that I use the most currently, is...
What's up, y'all? So we're still into the first month of the new year, and usually this time of year I start doing like top 5 videos based on all of the e-bikes that I reviewed on this channel. This video we're going to do top 5 e-bikes overall. So, you know, regardless of the price, the type of e-bike, it's just my top 5 favorite e-bikes. And this is after reviewing, I think now it's been like 60 e-bikes. I'm not going to go into all of the details of each e-bike. If you want to know all of the details, I'll leave a link in the description below of my full review of each bike on this list. What you'll also see in the description is links in case you want to purchase any of these e-bikes, and my discount codes, if they're still active, will also be in the description below. But what I'm mainly going to focus on is what I like about each e-bike, as well as any upgrades I made to the e-bike, because all of the e-bikes on this list I still got. You know, I still have these e-bikes because I like them, right? And so if I did make any upgrades, I'm going to talk about those upgrades, but mainly I'm talking about what I like about the e-bike. Also, I am still doing the e-bike giveaway. I'm giving away an e-bike when I get to 40,000 subscribers. I think now I'm only like 4,000 away from that. So comment below what type of e-bike you would like to be included in this giveaway. You have to be subscribed to the channel, and go ahead and comment below what type of e-bike you would like. You're in the giveaway. But when I get to 40,000, giving away an e-bike, you do have to live in the US to get an e-bike. If there's any other top 5 you want me to do, maybe like top 5 moped style e-bike, which I think is coming next, top 5 commuter style e-bike, just comment below, let me know. So coming in at number 5 is the oldest e-bike on this list, but I still got it, which is the VITILAN i7 Pro. I still use this e-bike a lot because it's just so convenient. You know what I mean? I call it like my jackknife e-bike, because you get like everything that you could want in like a folding e-bike. It gives you a little bit of everything. You have a 48 volt 16 amp hour battery that can take you 55 miles per charge. Based on my bike ride, it's usually more like 50 miles per charge. Like if I go on a 10-mile bike ride, mainly in mode 3 and 4, I'll lose 1 out of 5 battery bars, so more like 50 miles per charge. It has a 750 watt motor. I'm able to go up to 30 miles per hour on this bike. It only weighs 70 pounds. Maximum weight of the rider is 330 pounds, so it's portable enough. It has all-terrain tires and full suspension with the ability to change the compression in your suspension that's on your front fork. It has a thumb throttle for throttle only. You have all kinds of advanced settings. You can change your limit speed, you can change takeoff speed. It has turning signals, it has a headlight, rear light, a horn. There's a knob on your handlebar that you can turn to make your brakes tight or loose. It has everything I think you would need in a folding bike. A real comfortable ride, one of the more comfortable folding e-bikes that I've used. And I think it has probably the most secure front fork folding technology. Like there's a big clamp here. That whole clamp is what keeps this unfolded, and I think that's the best clamp technology regarding a folding bike and the handlebar stem. It does come with a key that you would need in order to use the electrical power of this bike. So without that key, you really can't turn the bike on. So it also has some level of anti-theft there. But yeah, because of all the bells and whistles, because it only weighs 70 pounds, but it can handle weight up to 330 pounds. It's easy for me to fold this up, put it in my car. I can go fast. I have decent battery life. I have all the bells and whistles I need on a bike. You know, headlight, rear light, all that cool stuff. But yeah, I think this bike has just a little bit of everything. And so that's why I call it like my jackknife bike. And that's why it's number 5 on this list. And I want to be specific. I'm specifically talking about the original VITILAN i7 Pro. I also reviewed the VITILAN i7 Pro 2.0. I like the original one better because this one has that secure folding technology that I talked to y'all about. The second one, although it had a better battery, it didn't have that like secure handlebar clamp, so I like this one better. So coming in at number 4 is the folding bike that I got this year, but I've used this folding bike the most this year. So a bit more than my VITILAN i7 Pro, mainly because this is a more comfortable folding bike. And that is because this is the only folding bike that I reviewed on this channel that has a motorcycle style front fork where you can adjust the compression. This is the only folding bike that I've reviewed that have a motorcycle style front fork. That mixed with the suspension in the back of the bike makes this, I would say, the second best performing bike regarding off-road. Like, it feels really, really smooth. Whether you're on-road or off-road, This is also the only bike on this list that has a 48 volt, 25 amp hour battery, advertised to take you like 80 miles per charge. Based on my bike ride, when I went on a 15-mile bike ride, mainly in mode 4, I spent one of those miles going mode 5, like max speed, trying to push the battery. In that 15 miles, I only lost 1 out of 5 battery bars, so I think it's more like 70 to 75 miles per charge, which is pretty good for a folding bike. So with all of those first, this bike can not only go 31 miles per hour, but also has decent battery life, and it's comfortable.
It's interesting that they were able to put a motorcycle style front fork on a folding bike. And this bike is the EBike K6 Pro. This bike actually came with a comfortable seat.
What?
Like a large, ergonomic, comfortable seat with a manual light on the back of the seat. But yeah, this is one of the few e-bikes that folds, that's so comfortable where I can use this e-bike without my hands on the handlebar.
This is probably the only folding bike on this list where I feel comfortable riding in the streets. Now, I'm not encouraging you to do that, but I ride this bike in the streets with no problem, but that's when the speed limit is like 35 miles per hour on those streets. This bike also has bells and whistles. You have a headlight, you have a USB charger that you can use to charge your phone. Now, this is one of the heaviest bikes on this list. I'm at 81 pounds. Maximum weight of the rider is 400 pounds. This bike has hydraulic disc brakes. It has a twist throttle. And it does have over 10 advanced settings where you can change things like your limit speed and your pedal assist sensitivity.
Which I think is always a huge plus because that means it can accommodate people at different athletic levels. And you can also change what you're using this e-bike for. Like if you want a ghost pedal, you can do that. If you want to actually get a workout in, you can do that based on your pedal assist sensitivity. Because of the motorcycle style front fork, this bike performs the best regarding folding bikes when it comes to off-road, because that motorcycle style front fork really absorbs a lot of the cracks and stuff you get when you're going off-road. And it's probably my best looking folding bike. That's not why I like it, but you know, it's a little extra plus, right? Now I did have to make some upgrades with this e-bike, starting with the handlebar. Now I'm 5'11", 6 feet with shoes on. I felt like the handlebar was just a little too low for me, so what I bought was
a Zuki handlebar height adjuster. So it came with these headset rings and this here, and you can kind of adjust how high you want it. But yeah, I bought this just to push the handlebar up a little bit so that I can have a little bit more options, because the handlebar already, you can rotate it. There was kind of a design flaw here, so there's a removable battery in this body here. The bottom of that is very slick though, so the battery connects up here, but the bottom of this area on the inside is very slick, so sometimes the battery will slip away from the connector here, right? And the only thing that's stopping it is this little thing here is the only thing that's preventing the battery from slipping out, which is you use the key to push that into the bike to bring the battery out. But this is not enough because this battery is pretty heavy, so it being held on the port by this is just not enough. And so sometimes the bike would turn off.
What?
Because the battery would slip out just a little bit. So what I did to fix that and to make sure that this battery is always shoved in here, the first thing I purchased was 2 rubber bumpers. It's kind of like, it's circular on one side and it's flat on the other side. The flat part is a sticky. You take that off and it's sticky on the other side. But I put 2 rubber bumpers here and I secured it with some plastic glue on the sticky part. And then I wrapped it with some rubber, I'm gonna call this a rubber roll tape. I'll leave a link in the description below again. But that rubber roll tape is rubber on one side and it's sticky on the other side. And I didn't have to put any plastic on that rubber roll tape because it's pretty sticky. I've had this on here for like 4 months now. It hasn't come loose at all. So I use that to wrap the rubber bumpers. That way I won't damage this part of my battery. But because of that, the battery sits on that now, so it's always kind of shoved up this way.
But yeah, this is I love this bike because it's the most comfortable folding bikes that I've reviewed on this channel, mainly because of the motorcycle style front fork. Hopefully I've shared with you why I use this folding bike the most, and all of those reasons is why this is number 4 on this list. So coming in number 3, we have our first full-size e-bike on this list, which is the Yotobike Leapard. This is also the second oldest bike on this list. I've had it for like 2 years now.
This e-bike is a great combination of speed, power, and comfort. It's the fastest e-bike on this list, I've hit 36 miles per hour on this bike, but 35 miles per hour consistently. But it's a comfortable 35 miles per hour. Part of that is because these are the fattest tires of any other bike on this list, with 26 by 4.8 inch tires. So it's wider than most. And the suspension, like it has a suspension in the front, adjustable, and it also has this crazy suspension in the rear. That mixed with the fat tires makes for a very, very smooth ride. And although this is a full-size e-bike, like it's really long, it's also kind of light for a bike that long, like it's only around 70 pounds. So it's kind of light, it's agile, it has crazy suspension. You can go 35, 36 miles per hour comfortably on this e-bike. I love the fact that this e-bike has advanced settings that are easy to follow. Like a lot of times e-bikes have these advanced settings where you would need experience with an e-bike to know exactly what they mean. This e-bike, the advanced settings are very straightforward. And this bike also has good battery life. It has a 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery. Again, 20 is up there with the highest amp hours. Advertised to go 80 miles a charge. When I use the bike, going 10, 15 mile bike ride, I still had all of my battery bars. Also has a headlight, has the USB charger, has hydraulic disc brakes. This bike does have a rear light, but it's a manual one that you can put on the back of your seat pole. And this is my favorite e-bike regarding off-road, only because it has fatter tires than any other bike on this list. That with the suspension, very, very comfortable. But what I don't like about the bike is the handlebar is just way too far from the seat for a guy my height, and I'm 5'11", 6 feet with shoes on. Because it's just hard to find e-bikes with tires this wide, I doubt if I'll be getting rid of this e-bike anytime soon. The only adjustment I made to this bike is the handlebar. So what I bought to help with that is a D-Wage handlebar adjuster. That's what you see here. And that gives me the ability to adjust the angle and the height of my handlebar. So again, gives me more options where I can use this bike in a more commuter style posture if I want to, or an aggressive style posture if I want to. It gives me that ability. Now, I did have to measure how wide my handlebar is in this area. I had to measure the diameter. That way you know what size to get. This works great. It didn't take away from the comfort of the e-bike at all. Very secure. Great bike. Best e-bike when it comes to off-road. That's why this is number 3 on this list. So coming in second place is the only long-range e-bike on this list with a 52 volt 60 amp hour battery, which is huge. This battery makes this bike also the heaviest bike on this list, over 100 pounds for sure. But it's advertised to go like 200 miles a charge. And that's pretty accurate. When I went on a 20-mile bike ride, I would say mainly in like mode 5 single motor. You can get this bike in a single motor or dual motor version. I think if you get dual motor version, you go the same speed, you just get to that speed a lot quicker. But I mainly went mode 4 and 5, single motor pedal assist. I spent 1 mile going dual motor throttle only, as well as dual motor pedal assist. In that 20 miles, I still had like 92% of my battery. So I can attest that it's around 200 miles of charge for sure. This bike is also one of the fastest bikes on this list. It has a 1,000 watt motor. That's the motor in the back. This one has an additional 750 watt motor in the front. But either way, I was able to go 33 miles per hour. This bike has the most bells and whistles of any bike on this list. You have a headlight, you have a rear light, you have a brake light, you have a horn, you have an alarm system. This happens when I try to move the bike. So you need a key fob to turn this bike on. You have a twist throttle, you have your full suspension, you have 2 suspensions in the back of the bike. You also have a motorcycle style front fork in the front of the bike with adjustable compression on it. And I will say, for a moped style e-bike, this e-bike has the best suspension of any other moped style e-bike that I've used. So what are we giving this suspension on a scale from 1 to 10?
That'd be a 10.
That's a 10?
That'd be a 10.
Oh. And even though this is a moped style e-bike, we have an adjustable seat with a regular seat pole. Usually a lot of moped style e-bikes I can't use because of my height. When I'm pedaling it, my knees are coming way past my hip, which I don't like. So I love the fact that this moped style e-bike, even though it's short, which is why I'm kneeling down so short here,
It has an adjustable seat, which means it can accommodate different heights of riders. You have turning signals. You have the ability to charge your cell phone with this USB charger on the display. You have over 10 advanced settings where you can change things like your pedal assist sensitivity and your takeoff speed. You have a standard Shimano 7-gear shifter. And this is probably the smoothest moped style e-bike that I've used too. Like, I felt comfortable using this bike without my hands on the handlebar. Usually that's not the case with moped style e-bikes because the motorcycle style front fork is usually heavy and it leans to the left or the right. And it's a step through. So yeah, we have a long range e-bike, 200 miles per charge. We have good speed. We have the best full suspension that I've had on a moped style e-bike. We have all of the bells and whistles and alarm system, headlight, rear light, turning signals, horns. I mean, what more could you ask for in a moped style e-bike? The only adjustment I will make to this e-bike, which I haven't done yet, is I will be installing this Zuka handlebar adjuster on this bike too, because the handlebar is kind of short for me, and that's it. That's the only adjustment I'm going to make to this e-bike. So all of that is why this is number 2 on this list. By far the best moped style e-bike that I've reviewed on this channel. So the number 1 e-bike on this list, and the e-bike that I use the most currently, is the VITILAN T7. Which bike have you seen me on the most in 2024?
Well, do a video and ask me the same question.
What would have been your number 1?
The big Aniioki.
The Aniioki. But this is the e-bike I use the most. I've used the most in 2024. This is the second most comfortable bike when it comes to off-road, because it has not only adjustable suspension in the front, but it also has adjustable suspension in the rear. So not only can you put air in this compression and adjust to compression, you also have a knob here where you can adjust your rebound. But yeah, this is the only bike on this list where you have the ability to adjust your suspension in the back of the bike. That makes this bike really, really smooth in my opinion, especially based on my current setting. But when it comes to overall comfort, this is the most comfortable bike on this list. To give you an idea of how comfortable it is, this is the only e-bike where I can take my hands off the handlebar while I'm using the bike, take the jacket out my book bag, put the book bag on my lap, put my jacket on, put my book bag back on, and not even worry about me losing control of the bike. That's just how comfortable this bike is for me. The dimensions of this bike is perfect for a guy my size, so I didn't have to adjust anything. This e-bike does have great battery life. It has a 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery. Advertised to go like 80 miles of charge. On a 10-15 mile bike ride, I still have all my battery bars. It does only go 28 miles per hour, and it almost like it's a hard stop at 28. Like, it's really, you can go faster than that, but I haven't figured out how to unlock it. 750 watt motor. I think it's probably the best looking bike on my channel, but feel free to go through my videos to see if you agree with me. You have this new innovative colorful display. You also have over 10 advanced settings on your display, including the ability to change your limit speed, and you can change your pedal assist to go from manual to auto. You have a horn, a headlight, and then a USB charger. This bike has 26 by 4 inch CST BFT tires, which are my second favorite all-terrain tires. I really like Chaoyang tires, but they are very grippy tires, which I like regarding all-terrain tires. Again, a twist throttle for throttle only. This bike does have the 8-gear trigger shifter, which I like a whole lot. It has hydraulic disc brakes. But yeah, this is number 1 on this list, mainly because I can adjust the suspension in the back, and because it's the most comfortable e-bike on this list. So I'm on this e-bike the most. On this bike, it feels like the most high quality bike on this list. I have had a customer say they had an error on the display when they got their bike. I haven't been able to do research to see what that error was. I've only had one person tell me they had issues with this bike. You do have a headlight on this bike, but you don't have a rear light. So this is the only thing I had to customize on this e-bike, is get a rear light, and so this is what I bought. Milan rear light system. And it comes with this panel that you can put on your handlebar. You turn it on manually at first, but then after that you can use your handlebar. So it has a regular rear light, but it also has different light options. So if you click this button here, so it goes to blinking, it goes to that setting, that setting, that setting. Like, you have a lot of different settings that you can use, but the feature I like the most is you click this button on the top of your panel, right? And then you get like these lights
these lines that go on the side of your bike as well as your rear light. You know, that gives you a lot of visibility at nighttime. And then you can click on it again and you can make those rear lights blink. You also have turner signals, so you can click here to turn your turning signal on. Here, all you have to do is put this around your seat pole and screw that in. And you use a USB charger to charge this. You don't really need a battery. You pull this and you can flip this out. So let me know what y'all think of my top 5 e-bikes by 2025 list. Any e-bike that you think should have been on this list that you know that I reviewed, comment below, let me know. Hopefully I'll get more e-bikes in 2025, and that way we can see which e-bike will get kicked off this list come next year. But thank y'all for watching. Peace.